Hello everybody! Today we're going to unbox and take a closer look at the Nike MX90 GORE-TEX. So let's first take a look around the outside of the box. So in this box is a pair of Nike MX90 GORE-TEX shoes, and this pair is in men's UK size 9, US 10, Europe 44, Brazil 42, 28 cm, and it's also in a women's US size 11.5, and this pair is in the black Honeydew Anthracite Mica Green colourway. And now let's go ahead and open up the box by flipping up the box lid, and let's peel back the wrapping paper to reveal the Nike MX90 GORE-TEX in the black Honeydew Anthracite Mica Green colourway. Let's lift out the pair from the box and set them on the tabletop. Just setting the box to the side, setting it on the left hand side of the tabletop and giving you a look at the pair before we take much closer in looks right now. So just setting the right shoe in the background as we take a look at the left shoe first. So giving you a look at the left shoe of this pair of Nike MX90 GORE-TEX. And let's do a 360 rotation so you have that full and clear initial look of the shoe before we take much closer in looks at its details. So now taking a much closer in look at its details so we can see the overall black of the upper of the shoe, and of course with the vamp there is that mesh making up the vamp panel, and of course we can see the anthracite panel that overlays on top of it. So you can see very smooth leather with a low level of gloss to it as well, and with the mudguard in black, very finely grained, and of course the midsole in black as well. So giving you a look at those details, and with the lower I Stay TPU section in Honeydew or perhaps Mica Green, and then the swoosh in Honeydew. So you can see very similar in colour, the Honeydew being a lighter or paler shade of green. So giving you a look at the details right there with the layering of the panels and the different materials, with the TPU on the upper in black, the lower I Stay TPU section in Mica Green, and of course the different materials with the leather mesh and leather panels for the sandwich layer as well as the mudguard. So slowly moving towards the back, we can see the GORE-TEX branding in the mudguard window, black text on the Mica Green TPU unit or panel, and of course we can see with the midsole wedge perhaps in Mica Green as well, or is it Honeydew? So very similar in colouring. And of course we can see the Nike Max Air unit cushioning with what appears to be perhaps Honeydew colouring inside and on the wedge as well. So right there giving you a look at the details. And taking a look from the back, you can see the Nike Air branding on the rubber heel tab or back tab, and giving you a look at once again that low sheen leather and wrapping right around on the inside once again we see the GORE-TEX branding instead of MX for this GORE-TEX model of the MX90. And once again we see that midsole wedge with the coloured insides for the airbag. And back towards the front again, you can see just how the light plays against the various panels or surfaces of the shoe. The kind of matte details are perhaps the Nike swoosh and the TPU eye stays with the lower and upper sections. Now taking a look from the tip or front or toe of the shoe and slowly moving towards the back, so you can see the details along the length of this Nike MX90 GORE-TEX. And taking a look at the tongue, so the tongue is very, very puffy and does have the GORE-TEX branding on it. So embroidered GORE-TEX in that honeydew colour on black, and it is very, very puffy with a light to medium level of bowstring, so thickly puffed, and around the ankle and heel collar, just squeezing on and around the collar. So it does have a medium level of thickness to it with a medium level of padding, and evenly throughout the ankle and heel collar. And let's pop out the paper stuffing that's inside so we can take a better look around the details on the inside of the shoe. So taking a look behind the tongue, there is a label right there, and of course giving you a look at the lining of the shoe as well. So you can see it does have an anthracite or grey lining, and you can see the Nike Air branding on the insole or sock liner, as well as the composition sticker or materials label that's applied on it. So giving you a look around the inside details of this Nike MX90 in the black honeydew anthracite Mica Green colourway. And now taking a look at the sole or bottom of the shoe, we can see the various colours. So very clearly here, Mica Green being that kind of palish green, and then black, and then of course the honeydew abstract pattern throughout the central section of the sole. It's a black rubber sole in the waffle style design, and to give you some sense of the rubber, just dragging my finger along the various parts of it and tapping my fingernail along the sole. And now let's do a flexibility bend and twist test with my hands to give you some sense of the shoe's firmness, stiffness or pliability. And now just puffing the shoe or stretching it back in shape. And now let's take a look at the right shoe. So setting the left shoe down and in the background, so we have a clear and full view of the right shoe. And once again, with this side we do a 360 rotation, so you have that full and clear look. And now taking a close-up look at its details. So once again we see the 4 colors that make up the shoe, with the black, Honeydew, Anthracite and Mica Green. And of course once again we see the GORE-TEX branding, the mudguard window, as well as the tongue. And around the insides of the shoe, just giving you a clearer look here without the material sticker. On the insole we can see Nike Air branding on that black sock liner or insole. And of course giving you a different aspect to the shoe's details with the Nike Air back tab, as well as the GORE-TEX branding on both sides of the shoe. So they're giving you a much further out look for some perspective. And once again you can see how the light plays against the mix of matte and low sheen gloss surfaces. And of course with the bottom, once again we see the waffle sole with the 3 colors making up its rubber waffle sole pattern. And now let's take a look at the pair together side by side. And from the front to the back. Directly from the back. And the bottoms or soles of the shoes. So that's the Nike Air Max 90 GORE-TEX. Thanks for watching and happy walking!